I remember strolling along a Mauritian beach with my wife. We bought tropical fruit from a roadside vendor. We went for a swim and then lay down on a deck chair sipping a cold beer. And I said to Emma, "This is the life." When have you said that? When have you said, "This is the life"? You might not like hot holidays. Maybe you'd rather go skiing with friends and then sit down by a roaring fire with a big hot chocolate, extra cream. This is the life. Wouldn't you say that? This is the life. Or you go out and you celebrate some success at your favorite restaurant with your favorite people and you say, "This is the life." You know, it's funny how rarely we use that saying, isn't it? We live for an awfully long stretch of time without saying, "This is the life." Apparently, most of life isn't the life. Only very rarely is life the life. We have to stop doing everything that we've been doing and fly halfway around the world before life starts to be the life. Can that be right? Is it the case that most of our lives aren't really the life? That would be a real shame, wouldn't it? 36 hours after I said to my wife, "This is the life," as we were on this Mauritian beach, 36 hours later we were locked outside our house in the freezing rain, rummaging around our suitcases and concluding that our house keys were somewhere on the continent of Australia. Was this the life? The life seemed very far away at that point. I think for most of us, the life seems out of reach most of the time. But the Apostle John wrote a letter, 1 John, in which he spoke very differently about the life. For John, the life is not a time or a place. The life is a person who was there in the beginning, a person with whom we now have fellowship. Here are the first few verses of the letter. 1 John chapter 1, verse 1. "That which was from the beginning, which we have heard, which we have seen with our eyes, which we have looked at and our hands have touched, this we proclaim concerning the word of life. The life appeared. We have seen it and testified to it, and we proclaim to you the eternal life which was with the Father and which has appeared to us." This is the life. Not a time or a place, a person. This is the life, Jesus. He was there in the beginning, there with the Father. He came in the middle to live out the life, and he will come at the end to restore all things so that we will forever say, "This is the life." The life is a person who John had seen. He had walked the dusty roads of Israel with the life. And when John saw Jesus, he said to himself, "This is the life. Jesus is the life." Therefore, John wants to tell the whole world about the life. Verses 3 and 4, he continues saying, "We proclaim to you what we have seen and heard, so that you also may have fellowship with us. And our fellowship is with the Father and with his Son, Jesus Christ. We write this to make our joy complete." John's greatest joy is to pass on the life to us. Therefore, we can enjoy the life, not just when we're sunbathing on a beach or having drinks with friends, but when we're locked out of the house in the freezing rain, when we lose our jobs and our health and our friends and our family and even our own lives, we can lose everything in life and still have the life. Because we have Jesus, the author of life, the word of life, the meaning of life. What do you normally think of as the life? The life we seek is usually self-indulgent. The life of Jesus is self-giving. The life we pursue is about sitting back and relaxing. The life of Jesus is an outgoing life from the Father to the disciples and out to the world. The kind of life that we live is directed towards comfort, ease, distraction, entertainment. Jesus' kind of life is so much better. It's a life of fellowship with God and with his people. It's a life of fellowship and a life of joy. The world, to use a phrase that's very common in this letter of John, the world gives a counterfeit vision of the life. Perhaps today we need to reorient ourselves to John's vision. As we begin turning our thoughts to another year, let's not seek counterfeits. Jesus himself is the life. We need not weary ourselves with other visions that cannot satisfy. We have Jesus. Therefore, in all of life, we have the life.